names. Let's see who the majority of the people who are who students who are in the students group and who are in the bankers and who are the shopkeepers and who are the relatives. Oh, so this is very interesting. Of all the people that are here, the relatives are the ones who are majority here. So they're the ones who, with that mindset, they're the ones who
know what the value of this program is.
Amazing. The students are only 3. What does that tell you? Who are in the students group? And the bankers? And the bankers, you know, you will have to be out by 7. You're in the office, ready, dealing, and knowing the exchange across the world. And who are the shopkeepers? Investors, business owners, you're serious.
We actually give them personal.
And the relatives, so they're the ones who know. They're the ones who know how lucky they are to have this put in this program. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Does anybody remember what we learned from Honorable Adeke? One good thing we learned from Honorable Adeke, the young MP. To be tolerant. I always like the saying, what we need in this world is not love, but tolerance. If we can tolerate, we can get along.
Morning, everyone. Be strong and courageous. Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. Verse 6.
Amen. Be strong and courageous. Fear not. She left a mark. Even Tabitha, is she Tabitha who wants to emulate is not here? Really? I want when they come, I want you people to give them an eye. You know, to really show them that these guys, you know, you don't know how lucky you are. Okay, as we get ready for Dr. Maingana, Tibaingana. He's going to be talking to us about business planning. About business planning, a very important part. As you can see, he's young, energetic, he's ambitious.
Write the first letter of our surname using our West. Is that clear? Is that clear? The first letter of your surname using your West. So that you can later get it out. We don't have it. Okay? So if you are T like me, if you are S, okay, we go?
Yeah.
Guys, I want to see some of you are there to start. Their eye, even the eye, you have to put the dot or just the tall or an uppercase eye, so that it is a high eye, yes. Okay? All right. Can we sit down? Can we sit down? Yeah, we say the first letter of your surname. So now, I want to give you. Yes, we all know that doing business is very, very important. and for the people around us. Is that okay? If so, we are planning for something that we want and that we are maybe already doing. And for that reason, I am asking, have you heard about that young man called Taylor? Some of you have phones which have internet. If he went on YouTube, that's why I saw his story. He's a 14-year-old American who is doing a business of first aid, and his business was offered. There's a rich man who offered to buy his business at 30 million USD, but this young man refused. Go and read about that young man and see. And his business is about first aid. Many of us have first aid box in our offices, in our rooms, in their cars, and he has automated the first aid so that if you want to get first aid, you can go to a machine like you go to your ATM and get first aid. How good is that? So, in identifying opportunities for business people, what you need to do is to look at the surrounding where you stay. And in that environment, you ask yourself, what bothers you most? Are you getting what I'm saying? So, in your environment, by show of hands, do you know what bothers you most? Can you tell me? Yes, sir. Yes? Food stuff. Yeah? For him, it is food. If you want to eat, you have to go out. Have you heard of Hello Food? Hello Food. You have heard of it? Can we deliver food to you? Don't you think this guy thought he would be solving the problem like food in your community? Yes? Yes? The characters of the people. Yes, what's wrong with the character? How are they bothering you? No, just tell us what bothers you in your community. Because by looking at what bothers you in your community, you can turn that into a business. But we shall see how. The dressing code. You are bothered by how people dress or by how you dress? How people dress. So you want people to dress in a particular way. I have a colleague in EPRC who has won a grant to do a research on backlog as to understand it more and communicate it to other people. So the reason why I'm asking this is that if the dressing bothers you, then you have to sit down and ask yourself, how can I turn this into, how can I solve this? Because business is about solving a problem, and people will buy the solution that you provide in order for you to make money. So, business planning is a very important, and it is ever present in all our business practices, because you need to plan. Planning is about knowing where you want to go, designing strategies of taking you there, and also making an effort to use these strategies to take you there. So, business planning, I said, is ubiquitous in every business. In other words, it is always present in every business. And the reason why you come up with business plan is because you want to have a roadmap that will direct you, that will push you, that will guide you to going where you want to go. And it's like a compass to a person driving or moving. So, many entrepreneurs have the plan either on paper or in their heads, or both. The people doing business, do you have the business plan? Yes, you have the business plan. So, a business plan is crucial for starting and running your business successfully. But again, there are people who will tell you that me, I am running my business and they have no plan. So if you run a business without a plan, it is like going somewhere, but when you don't know where you are going. And you have had people say, I am walking planless. Haven't you? For some of you walk planless. You find him going to town and say, no, can you just go to me? I want to see somebody. Okay, let's go back. So, in other words, you are not sure of where you want to go. But if you know where you want to go, then you need to plan, and therefore you will ensure that you get there using the plan. It is a mechanism to ensure that the resources or assets of the business are applied profitably across all its activities for developing and retaining a competitive edge in the marketplace, because if you don't plan very well, you will know that you cannot be a monopoly, a pure monopoly if there is a right of business. Which means that even what you do is either being done by somebody within that environment, or it is being done by someone elsewhere in outside the country, but what you are doing is not purely new, and it will be, in most cases, you'll find that there are people doing it. But then, if we are all doing the same thing, how do we succeed? Peter Drucker says that if we all compete in the same way and we are doing the same business, we are bound to die. Which means that in your plan, you must plan how to differentiate between what you are doing and what the competitor is doing. I'll give you what used to happen when I was a student here. So many years ago, when many of you are not yet born. We used to have sugar daddies, and we used also to be students like you. And you know, sugar daddies have a lot of money. They will come and pick, and we compete with them. And now, how do you compete with a sugar daddy or a rich man in town for a girl in box? How? He has the money, he comes with the car, the cars that side were very few, and opens the book like this, and they are full of goodies, or logistics. And poor Anthony Mitchell has nothing. How do you compete? You must make sure you identify the weakest point of your competitor. And the weakest point of your competitor at that time, which we used to use, was to be very clever in class. Because the big man in town with money cannot do coursework, isn't it? So the lady in the hall would want to stay near Anthony because Anthony can do the good coursework and will pass. Don't you think now I have also an opportunity to deal with this guy if I wanted? So what I'm trying to say is that if you're competing, you need to understand as a businessman, you need to understand, how do I outcompete my competitor? Because competition is healthy, but you can only say it is healthy when you can favorably also compete. So the business plan must help you make sure that you plan how you're going to do everything within the business context and survive within that environment. It tells the story about your business future. Many of you want to do business. Many of you, some of you have started doing business. But why are you doing this business? For those who are doing business, can you just tell us, why are you doing this business? Why? Yes? You want to get money. If I gave you the money today, would you stop doing the business? Yes? Because you want money. Would you stop doing the business? And how much money? Guys, none of you said you are doing business. Why are you doing this business, the business you are doing? What? Now the people who are doing business have disappeared. Yes? It's your passion. You just want to be around your business. You enjoy it. You're doing because it is purely personal, but it is going to help you to achieve other goals. In other words, you are in business for the future. I've seen students do this, but sometimes they don't improve. So what do? You see, when you are planning, you also need to be cautious about your plan. Is this plan, in business we also talk about these plans being smart, or these objectives being smart. If you have a plan that is so high, where you have set the bar so high, and your abilities are so low, you will always be frustrated with those plans. Are you getting what I'm saying? That you want to do a business and become a billionaire in the 2 years. But how many people have become billionaires in 2 years? They are there. But in your environment, are they there? So are you going to be the most blessed person in this environment? Maybe. Maybe not. So the plan provides a reference for benchmarking. Benchmarking means you compare yourself with other people in the environment. This plan will help you to say, am I going to achieve this? Has it been achieved in this environment? And can I really be able to do this? So the plan also examines the feasibility of your business idea. I want you to look at this and underline it. The feasibility of your business idea. Many people, including, by the way, very professional people, have come up with ideas that are not feasible. You have heard of Airbus, maybe some of you. Airbus plane. When they were being introduced, they were supposed to be used for by celebrities. I don't know whether you understand who. I hear you say there's so and so is a celeb. Who is a celeb in your environment? Yes? Which celebrities do you have? Yes? President is a celeb. President who? Seven. Who is a celeb? Which celebrities do you have in Uganda? Yes? I live in Juliana. These are celebrities. So, whatever you mention, but how many are they? They are very few. So when they were designing an Airbus airline or plane, the target was to transport celebrities. If you came with that idea in Uganda, how many times would you fly that plane? Once a month? Twice? Every day? So, it so happened that the idea was good, but the idea was not feasible. Because nobody, these celebs, some of them actually who have a lot of money, they prefer to charter their own plane, they prefer to buy their own than using a celebrity plane where people are. And when they are moving, they are not all moving at the same time or traveling at the same time. So as you think about your plan, you need to examine carefully whether the idea you're coming out with to do or your business idea is feasible. I've seen so many people come up with ideas that are impractical and they cannot really move them to another level. So a strategic business plan is supposed to help you to test your idea and ask yourself, is this really going to happen? Is it feasible? Then does the idea and the plan provide strategic guidance? In other words, is it showing you where you want to go? A successful business plan is, of course, a document that conveys the exciting prospects and growth potential of your company. So if it does not have the above items, it will be very difficult for it to convey the exciting prospect and growth potential of your company. It might be best viewed, of course, as a selling document because it sells you to the financial organization. It sells you to the stakeholder who are interested in investing in your company. It sells you to the people who are likely to buy your product. So it serves the business, potential financial, and other stakeholders. To accomplish its goals, a business plan must do the following. 1. Discuss the company's goal for the near-term and long-term future. In business and economics, we can accept to make a loss in the short run. But once a loss occurs in the long run, then that business is not successful. That's why your business plan must discuss the company's goal for the near future, which we call the short run, but also for the long run. Because in the long run, we may need to know whether your company will make money or will make losses. It must also show how the goals can be achieved. And that's when we go back to our concept of SMART. Are these goals specific? What is your business supposed to do? Asking people here, why did you start the business? What is the sole reason why you are starting a business? Because the business must have the objective, and we're saying that objective must be SMART. It must be measurable, it must be achievable, it must be realistic, and it must have a time bound. That's why I was asking my daughter here, you wanted to come to the university and stay here forever, or you had a time period that you must stay in the university and get out with your degree. The business plan must also demonstrate that realization of the plan will satisfy the reader's requirement. When you read through your plan, do you get satisfied that it is going to achieve what you want it to achieve? Do you feel that my plan is taking me where I want to go? Does it communicate to you that indeed what I want to do is likely to take me where I want to go? In most cases, like I said, because plans are written by professionals and given to the prospective business people, sometimes they don't understand these plans. And I'm going to take you through an exercise of how we can write our own business plan. It is very bad for you to come to me and I write you a plan because I am using my profession, but the plan is very difficult for you to operationalize. So, exercise 1. Before we go to exercise 1, is there any question? Questions? Yes. The business plan and the business proposal. Now, the business proposal is big. It can also contain a business plan. But in the plan, you also say what you want to do, which of course is embedded in your proposal. In most cases, people are using these two terms simultaneously. They tell you, we want a business plan. The business plan must be specific, whereas the proposal may not be specific. You can speak, I can hear. Business plan can also be action plan. In other words, the action plan is more of pragmatic plan. How do I actualize? How do I put this? It must tell you that if you want to move from point A to B, the action is this, and therefore you will do that. If you want to get satisfied, the action is what? Is look for food, but that is not enough. You must also something you're looking at. And therefore, in so doing, it implies that you must now design how does my business that I'm doing now help me to go to the future and do what I want to do in the future. So the business plan may be used for a new or existing business. If you are starting a business, you need the business plan. Many financial institutions will ask you about your business plan. Even coming to Global Business Lab, where I am the mentor, will ask you to write a business plan. And you see so many people writing business plans, but then you ask yourself, what do they want to do? They don't seem to understand what they want to do. Even financial institutions will want a business plan because the business plan will tell them your current situation and where you want to go and how you intend to get there. There is no money lender or financial institution that is going to give you money until they are satisfied that the way you have proposed to do your business will actually yield more money to pay them and pay and give you $50. So, for a new business, it provides a blueprint or a strategic roadmap for success, while for an ongoing business, it provides an overview of where a business is at present. If you are working and you want to go somewhere, sometimes it is important to reach somewhere and ask yourself, am I still in the right direction? Some of you have come to my office and I'm asking you, do you think you are going to complete this course? Do you know why I asked you that? Because I have looked at your performance and I'm getting worried. Are you sure you're going to complete the course with this kind of movement? And somebody said, yeah, I think. Now, they are also, the response, if somebody starts saying, yes, I think, then it implies that he's also not very sure. Because if you are sure to say, yeah, I'm going to complete the course. But when you say, I think I will, then it implies that you are also not certain about completing the course. In the same way, when you are doing a business, you need to review. You want to go to the future. You have moved to, for running business or in management, we have a strategic plan. And after a while, you need to review that plan to find out, am I still moving in the right direction and am I going to go where I want to go? Or I need to change the strategy and use a different strategy. So it tells us and it gives us an overview of where business is at present, how the business is positioning itself, and how it seeks to achieve its objectives to become and or remain successful. Success in business depends on how we plan to succeed. And the plan to succeed is always embedded in our business plan. So what have you proposed to do and how are you going to do that? The essence of doing business is to make sure that you achieve something, you get something out of what you are doing. But then you need to tell us, how do you plan? What have you put down to make sure that it moves you from the point where you are to the point where you want to go? So it determines your business future. So as a business person, you need a business plan. And the reason why you need a business plan are as follows. One, it can help you get a loan. I've just mentioned this, that when you go to any person to lend you money or financial institution lend you money for business, the person will ask you, where is your business plan? If you don't have a business plan, he will tell you go and get on to bring or write a business plan. And that's when you come to people like me and you say, now I want a business plan. And then I'll charge you for writing for you a business plan. But that business plan is abstract to your mind in most cases. And the reason why you want it is not because that you're going to use it to run your business, but to help you to access the loan. And that explains why, in many cases, some people fail with good plans because these plans are not there, but the plans are developed by professionals and given to them. So in this morning, I want us to understand how we can make a business plan. But before we do that, I want us to understand why we need a business plan. The business plan keeps you on track towards your goals. It is keeping you on track because whenever you move off or you try off, then you go back to your plan and say, is this what I proposed to do? And you say no. Then that means you are going astray. You need to come back to your plan. It must keep you. When you come here to study, did you make a plan? Did you make a plan? Yes? Who can share his plan briefly with us? Yes?
Before coming, like when you're making a plan, you have to identify the objective, you scan the environment.
No. Now, when you are coming to do this course, did you scan the environment?
If I studied, I toured when I was coming to get the admission. I toured around, that's like scanning the environment. Then after, you identify, like, as you, before applying, you have to try it out in all other institutions and wherever. Then there you what? Identifying the course of action, like the alternatives. So, you have to select where your mind wants to take you. So, I was determined to come to book, and I knew with God's grace, I'll get the scholarship. So, so that was selecting where I wanted to be.
You wanted to be in marketing.
Yes.
What actions did you take? You identified where you can apply for funding.
Yeah, that was it. I actually.
So your plan was to come to Makere, but not to be in Makere and complete your course. It's part of it. Because if your plan was to come to Makere, yes, you are here. So you can stay here for as many years as you wish. Because you don't have an end point of when you want to exit. So planning is important in the sense that it will keep you, but the plan cannot in itself help you to get what you want if you don't design it in a more pragmatic way. So planning also helps you to review results and make adjustments in your business. If you wanted to come here and get a first class degree, you are in second year for each the focus. So that is the action you do in the plan. Have I answered you? Yes. The work plan. What is the difference between a business plan and the work plan? Even in organizations that have business, they can have a work plan. The business plan is telling us what you want to do, how you're going to do it. Now, how you're going to do it is the work plan. Yes? Yes, I want to see whether you are. You seem to be very quiet in the morning. I don't like people who are quiet because business does not entail that. You will not do business, not until you move out to go and do business. You must be motivated to do business. Yes? A feasibility analysis can, between a feasibility analysis and business plan. When you're doing a feasibility analysis, you want to find out whether what I want to do can be done. Now, after knowing it can be done, you can develop now a plan, a business plan, of how to actualize that. So feasibility is more of scanning, understanding what is it that I can do in this environment. Now you have seen I can do this. So how am I going to ensure that I do it can be your business plan? Yes, please. She said the action plan and the business plan. And another one asked about work plan and the business plan. So the action plan can actually be a work plan. What is contained in a work plan? Organizations and teachers have teaching work plan. Organizations like Makere or like individual organizations, they have a work plan. And this work plan tells them exactly what should be done by their employees in order to achieve their objective. A business plan can be broader than the work plan because it can be including so many things, but at the point of implementing it, we can develop a work plan. Is that okay? No? It's not clear. Who can explain it better than me? Yes? I am saying, when we have a business plan, okay, a business plan must involve activities that needs to be done. Okay? Now, the person who is asking the question is not attentive. When I say, have you understood, say no, I have not. Can you pay attention to what I'm saying? A business plan can have activities that lead you to achieving a given objective. In achieving these objectives, you will need